Welcome, welcome. Tonight we're going to talk fabulous furs, and I wish Donna was here. I'm telling you, she would do such a better job than what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do my best to answer your questions. And the goal tonight is really to show you how fun these furs are and how beautiful they are. They're just stunningly beautiful. I noticed that from the fur I had last year, and I'm going to come over here because I'm going to remind you of this fur that we had. We just had one kind. I think this was the only kind we had. I could be wrong on that, but I just noticed, and from speaking to Donna also, the fur is so much lighter now. They're making it lighter, not any less quality, just as warm, but it's much lighter to wear, to feel, and I really noticed that in sewing it. I could not believe how much easier it was to sew. I did not break one needle, like not even one, in all of the garments, and 1, 2, I don't know, 5, 6 garments I made, whatever. I did not break one needle. Like, that's huge, okay? So anyway, I just want you to know that if you had the fur from last year, get it made, it's beautiful. But maybe just do a throw out of it and then look at some of the stuff we're doing here, because I'm going to show you the fur and I'm going to show you the differences, okay? All right, so we're going to start off with, this is my bomber jacket. This was $9.17, which is still, it's great to do with this jacket. I have worn it. I have absolutely loved it. And of course, when you wear something like that, nobody can shut up. It's just constant compliments on the jacket. So if you don't want attention, don't wear the jacket, okay? If you just want to kind of slink in and be quiet, this is not a jacket for you, okay? All right, so we're going to start tonight with some pictures. And I'm going to start with some children. I was in a workshop last week, and we got to talking about fur, and I just kind of wanted to get feedback on it. And one of the ladies in the class had showed me some of the garments that she had made for her grandchildren. So she was showing me the pictures. They were just for herself, for her neighbors. I mean, she had made several. Those I didn't show, but these little kids are just adorable. So I want to show you some of these pictures. Now, the first one is not. The first one is something that you can find at Neiman's, but I thought it's a great little collar because we could duplicate it. It's adorable. And I just can't imagine a little girl who wouldn't love a little collar. And we've got this, it's called Mongolian lamb, and we've got some of it tonight. I'll show it to you, but I just thought that was just a fun idea to do for a little holiday gift. All right, in this next picture, we're going to show, these are her grandchildren. These are so cute. Or I don't know, maybe they're the neighbor's children. I'm not sure, but anyway, for the boy, she made a little vest, and I don't think I have the picture, a little hat. What it is, it's actually a Davy Crockett hat. It has a little tail down the back. It is so cute. And you look at those kids, they're like beaming in their little fur, and their little faux fur, whatever. The little girl has a little vest. I'm sure you could probably just freehand a pattern for that or find a little pattern for a little girl. But I just thought that it was so cute. And so again, find something to make for little boys, little girls. I just thought it was adorable. All right, and then this next picture, oh, this is the back of the hat. Sorry, I did do it. So this is a little Davy Crockett hat. And you can see, you could just make a little ball and stitch it together and just somehow stick it on there. I thought it was just really, really cute. Makes you almost want to have grandchildren, or children, not. Okay, anyway. All right, so I want to go into, I kind of started at the easiest. And this is a little wrap, and it's this right here. And it's Lafayette 148 was who it is. $500, $600, not sure what it was. So I'm terrible tonight on fabric numbers that are on the site. I'll give you some clues so you can get to them. I know these numbers, but the other numbers that I mix things together. So this I just thought was adorable because you could really, it's just literally wraps around your shoulder and drapes and has a little pocket. The one at the store, the Lafayette 148, the $500 one, had pockets on both ends. I just didn't like that. I just felt like if you're going to wear one over your shoulder, why would you need a pocket on both ends? So it made sense to me to just put a pocket on one end. So we can talk about this. I made it to where it was 10 inches wide. I used a knit because I wanted it to fringe at the ends, which I did. I just took a little rotary cutter and went zip, 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 and took a straight edge. Just moved over every 1/4 inch is what I did. You could clearly do it different, you know that. You can buy fringe, you can sew it on. This is that raisin Balenciaga wool. It's a Pontoroma weight. I think it's perfect for it. I really like it. Both sides are usable, So that you want something that's both sides usable, 10 inches long. And then this comes to my fingertips. I did around my neck to my fingertips twice. So that fingertip length is great. It's a great length for whatever height you are. Like a lot of times I give inches. I'm better off to just give you where it comes on your body, and then you can decide if you want it shorter or longer. But if you'll just measure fingertip, take a tape measure, measure around your neck to fingertip, that's how you do it. I put a seam at center back so that I, could use less. I kind of just used scraps of this. I had made something else with it, and I thought this will be great scraps. And so that's what I decided. And then the pocket is leather. We have those beautiful, brand new, those black leather skins. If you all have pre-ordered those black leather skins, and I know you've been extremely patient, they came from Florence, Italy. We got them all out. They're all out. They're gone. So any day you should have them. And I just used, again, I used a scrap piece. I had made this vest, actually. I'll show you this in a minute. But I'd made the vest, and I had a little bit. And so I made my pocket according to my scrap. That worked out really well. But, big enough that you want to put a cell phone and, just things you carry. But I think it's such a cool idea to have just a wrap that has pockets in it. Like, how cool is that? I just love that. When I saw it, I thought this is just a really good idea. And of course, I paired it with all black underneath because it really just becomes a great little accent piece. So very simple to do, great gift idea. Make one for you, make one for somebody else. You'll need a skin and then a black, a yard of the fabric, whatever you use. You could use a woven if you decide to use a woven. You'd have to figure out how to, you could fringe a woven, but it would fray. So you'd have to figure out something different at the bottom. You don't need the fringe, just the idea. Remember, my job is to give you the ideas. Your job is to take it next level, okay? All right, so then let's go to this next photo. I'm trying to start off kind of easy, and then we're just gonna scale up a little bit. This one is the one I have on, and I actually saw it at Neiman Marcus, and I fell in love with it. I just fell in love with this crazy little vest. That vest, you can see, is very, very expensive, but a couple things I want you to notice about it. Number one, it has leather up the front, and I love the leather and the fur combination. This is actually what got me started with leather and fur. So then if you look, and you can't see the side vision, but there's like a little side panel, and that has leather on it also, and the back was fur. So if you look at the price, I'm thinking, okay, I can do this. So I just came home and I started thinking about, okay, what is the big picture of what I wanted? I love that kind of monochromatic. I had black, I had brown, so I decided to do a darker monochromatic. And so I started off and I decided what pattern did I want to use. I used 251, and the reason I used 251, we'll go away from that picture here now for just a minute, but I want you to notice the price, and you can find it on their site. I found it in the store. Just an FYI, you guys, a big thing today is they have a lot of things in store that they don't have online. And the reason that is they want you in the stores. Because for many people, they were finding out that people weren't even coming to the stores because they say, why should I can shop online? But if you can find things in store that you don't see online, that's reason to come into the store. I've noticed it all throughout. I've noticed it Burberry, I've noticed it all throughout the designers. They're all doing it. They have different things in stores than they have online. And I kind of like going to the stores anyway. I know some of you cannot, and I know some of you are just too far away. But I'm always going to encourage you to get into the stores. And somebody said to me last week, it's like eye candy. And it's really true. It's just luxurious to feel the things, see how they're finished, all of those items. The descriptions online, like if you go in to look at this, the description of it, it will not give you measurements. It will not tell you. It used to. It used to give you all that information. Doesn't give you any of that anymore. Obviously, they caught on that there's a Peggy Sagers in the world out there copying everything that they have. But anyway, and I'm sure many others. But anyway, so just FYI. So going back to the Acros vest, I decided to do it. I did it in the mocha brown shearling. And then I did it with the leather side panel. And only because I tried that vest on, that Acros, that $3,200 vest. And what I liked about it is it had the fur in the middle, but then it had leather on the side, and so it was kind of skinny. You didn't have fur all the way around. You kind of looked skinny. So I did fur in the back. This is pattern number 251. This is Geraldine's vest, 251. Obviously, I cut it shorter. So just decide the length you want. I actually cut a little longer, and then as I kept going shorter and shorter, I really wanted a little short look. And I love it. I love, you know, it wasn't hard. Obviously, I did the leather. The side panel is leather, and then the brown in the middle. And then I did the leather. I added the leather strips to the front. Now, what I did is I took away an inch from the front, and I left that for the leather. So I cut my strip 1 inch plus 2 seam allowances, because there's a seam allowance here, and then there's a seam allowance where it's sewed to the fur. But it's just surprising how light it is. Sewing through 2 layers was just no problem at all. And it was just fun. I just really, really like it. I did a fur collar because I wanted fur around my neck. But you know, all of these fun things are really easy to change. And you could certainly do ribbing. You could just do nothing. You could do, you know, just all kinds. The goal is to just kind of get you sewing. But I like my vest. So this was the next, what I felt like was really simple. There's no linings. There's no facings. I just turned the fur up at the bottom. We're going to come in and get a close-up on this because I want you to see that in many cases you can stitch right through the fur. You don't even see it because of the fur. It doesn't even leave a mark. So I serged the edge, I turned it up and top stitched, and it just looks really good. It looks almost like it's left without, but I actually hemmed it. So with each garment, I kind of played with different ways of finishing them. So I'm going to show you all kinds of different ways so that you get, you know, you can just leave it, and you have to be careful how you cut the fur if you're going to leave it, or you can decide to just cut it off and then turn it up, and almost looks like it's like a little rounded bottom type thing. Okay, all right, let's go to this next picture. Remember that monochromatic is really stylish even with furs. Monochromatic is really stylish. Okay, so this cape, I just love these capes. It's a lot of them are cashmere. I've got some black cashmere in here tonight, and a lot of them are just fabrics. You don't have to have cashmere. It's all dependent on, you know, how fancy you want to do. I put some plaids in here tonight. I put some linens in here tonight. Just all kinds of options that you can do as the base. So when you look at that, look at the center picture, because what I'm trying to get you to see is that is simply the same base that we're going to use on this other one here in just a minute. It's 75. So 75 is the base I used, and then I lengthened it. So just think 75, and I'll show you. I've got a sampling of how I did it, and I'll show you how I did it here in a minute. But you're just going to think 75. For 75, you'd need 2 yards, and then a fur, you'll probably need a couple yards of fur to go all the way around the bottom. And I'm going to show you how to sew that also. Okay? Okay, let's look at this next picture. This picture, I just wanted you to see, you guys know I'm a belt fanatic, but when you have a shawl like that, you can simply make 2 slits. Somewhere in the front, you can bring a belt under the back, tie it in the front, like a little leather strip would be amazing. You could make one. And it is extremely flattering. It's really flattering to have that under the bust at the waist, brought in just slightly, just like the picture, to where you could do that with any garment. So I just wanted you to see that and just see how rich that looks. That leather fur combination is very rich. It's very pretty. Okay? Next picture. Are these Donna Salyers furs? They're all Donna Salyers furs. I have another box over there. I hadn't opened it. We just got today. Yes, they're all Donna Salyers. Okay, this one. Now this is one. So you guys, here we are, and this is Donna. This goes to show you how nice she is. She sends us the fur. We go on her website, we copy them, but she still does so well. She's not worried about us. Okay, and she actually loves that people want to sew her furs. So just FYI, just know that. So I want you to look at this one because this is, I'm going to show you how I made this. And this one I did out of the Chinchilla. This is what this one is right now. Now, one of the new things that she's doing with the Chinchilla is the ruching. And the ruching actually gives stretch. It's almost like a knit fur. And the good news of that is you can do something that's closer to the body that has a little bit of stretch in it. So this is the front. I'm going to show you the back. Isn't that beautiful? And again, I got all my ideas from Miss Donna. I just love this. I mean, it's so pretty on. You feel like you've just crawled into bed. It's so comfortable. I did not line this. I did not finish the edges. I stitched a whole 3 seams. Okay? So I will show you what I did. So I started with pattern number 75. You guys, I hope I've done this as clearly as what you could possibly imagine. I started with pattern number 75. 75 is Philip's cape. And I'm going to do just the back part. I'm going to use that back part, and I'm going to use it twice. Except I'm just going to cut the neckline down, you know, for the front. So what I did is I took the back and I duplicated it. So there you have it. If you fold this in half, it's exactly the same. Now if you notice here, the back I left alone and the front I cut down. You could change that into a V-neck. You could do lots of different things with it. That's just what I did. Okay, why did I take the back and not the front? Because the front does not come quite all the way to center front, and I wanted it to come to center front. There's no darting in it anyway, so it didn't make any difference. I just wanted to make sure I had enough to go around. Okay, so then I cut this big angle. Bam. Cut it into added seam allowance. This was going to be my angle. If you notice, it goes straight here. Let me move this out of the way. It goes straight over here, the ruching, and then it comes at a bias down here. And then it matches on the side, and it does a bias all the way to the back. The whole back is bias. Now that's just how the one was on the site. Obviously you could do it any way you wanted. It's your call. So you cut, and then you put it back together to cut the back. And remember that a 90-degree angle to the center back seam, a 45-degree angle is how you get the bias, and then you just lay it out on the fabric. It's that easy. I didn't finish, so there's just a shoulder seam, and then this seam that goes, the bias seam here. That's it. I didn't finish the edges. I made sure that the fur was, when I cut it, you want to cut from the back. We've had sew-alongs, there's all kinds of fur stuff online. I've done fur numerous different times on how to cut from the back so that you don't, look like a bowl cut when you cut it. You just cut from the back and you just clip through the backing, not the actual fur itself. It's very simple to do. Just be aware of it and you'll get a great little deal like that. Then underneath, this is pattern number 118. I put, it's got a wider neck. If you look at number 118, you'll see it has a wider neckline. And we'll go from there. So this is the Chinchilla. It's going to be 6403. We'll get to that in a little bit. What is the width of the wrap? I have no idea. Oh, this wrap? This was 10 inches. That was 10 inches. Sorry. Does your fur 251 vest have the inseam pockets? No. No, because the inseam pockets are lower than what I was going. So I did not do the inseam pockets. I should have told you that. A good question. The inseam pockets are like right here. And because I knew I wanted it to be like a waist-length vest, I did not do the inseam pockets. Okay? Donna Salyers used to be a garment sewist. Donna Salyers started at the expos. That's how Donna and I knew each other, because Donna and Peggy and Salyers and Sagers, everyone got us mixed up. So Donna told me that every show that started, she'd always figure out where I was so that when they came to her booth asking for something I did in a class, she'd say, no, that's done. She'd direct them to me. So I started doing the same thing. I started learning where Donna was before the show started. So when they wanted that fur that she showed in class, I said, no, Donna's booth is over there. So somehow we always got mixed up. She's a tiny little thing. She's a powerhouse. She's amazing. But she's just adorable. So what she started doing was she would kit furs. She would kit them, show ladies how to sew on them, and people would buy kits and take them home to make them. And then she just grew. People wanted them to make them for her, and so she started doing that. If you look at Neiman Marcus, she's in Neiman. She's in Saks. She's all over the place. I don't know how many. It's a large company. She's just as golden as she ever was. She's just a great lady, and she's super helpful. We were texting back and forth today and asking her some questions. She's just a great lady. Can't say enough good about her. Okay, so let's look at the next picture and see where we're at. We did the wrap, we did the angle. All right, so we go to vest. Now Gorski, I just wanted to introduce this name to you because Gorski does really high-end, and I mean high-end furs. And Gorski does a lot of Loro Piana furs. You know, they do the furs and then they swap them, and Loro Piana does the wool and gives it to Gorski. So it's kind of a match made in heaven. They're both very high-end and beautiful. But I just wanted you to look at some trends because all of these are current. And I wanted you to see the colors. This is blue. This is exactly what we've got from Donna. And I wanted to show off some blues here. And I wanted you to see that they're vests. The vests are very popular simply because these are warm. And you just don't need sleeves necessarily. You just need the body to stay warm. So that's a great picture of that current. And you can see the pricing is crazy expensive. But I also want to show you some colors that we're going to go to. Okay, and then the next picture, let's look at that. All right, this is Max Mara, and I wanted you to see that these were actually in Neiman's, but when I went to the Neiman's site to find them, they weren't on the site. So you had to, a lot of times I'll take photos, you guys, to show you, and then I go find the good pictures on the site, but they didn't have the good pictures on the site. They weren't there. So this is Max Mara. These were $1,750. That's a real price. They are faux fur. They're all faux fur. So there's this one, but I just wanted you to see, gosh, these are some of our patterns. You could easily make these with the faux fur in our patterns and just get yourself this beautiful, expensive $2,000 wrap. I wanted to show you the next one because they have different colors. They had like a milk, they had kind of this beige color, and then they had that blue. So it's another blue that I wanted you to see. And then this next one, oh, hold off on that picture just for a minute. Let's go over and look at this. I first want to show you this, my pillow. I love my pillow. I did not make this pillow. This pillow is almost $500. I will never buy this pillow again because look at my Donna Salyers. Now, I did not know she had Mongolian lamb, but she does. We've got some tonight, and it's enough to make beautiful pillows. And in one case, I pieced it. I'll show you what I put it on. I pieced it. It's so easy. You can make it any size you want because it's so easy to sew. When you sew it, you just push all the stuff down there. And then when you open it up, you can't even see that the seam is there. So you can piece it in all kinds of different ways. But it's very, very light, but it's also very sturdy. It's really pretty stuff. Okay, the question was, how many yards for the chinchilla wrap? 2. If you're going to do bias, 2. Well, I think even if you're going to do plain, it still takes 2. I don't think it matters. But laying it these different ways will take 2 yards. I think it'll take 2 yards either way. Okay, I want to come over and look at just for a minute the blues and what I did with the blues, and then we'll go through the fabrics, you guys. I'm getting distracted. I'm taking too long, and I'm sorry, but I just had so much fun in these furs. You know, they're just fun. So what I got from that whole Gorski thing and Acris and Brunello Cucinelli, they've all got beautiful furs, or shearlings they're going to call them, because Neiman's claims that they don't do any real fur. That's actually not true. I found real fur in their store, down in accessories. I found it all over. But that's their claim. And I've been surprised because if you do a little bit of homework, PETA has problems with real fur, but they don't have problems with shearling, because shearling supposedly is okay as far as how the animals were treated. But shearling, if you do any kind of reading on it at all, is literally the last shearing that they do on the sheep before they slaughter it. So I don't know how that's humane, but whatever. I'm not here to be political. We're just going to tell you the facts, okay? So the whole reason I looked at some of these is because I really wanted to see the different colors that were in trend right now. And not that Donna needs me to say that she's spot on, but she's spot on. Her colors, this is a blue, her sapphires, the colors are just beautiful. What I did with this is 915, Hugo's cardigan. Hugo's cardigan does not need to be woven if it's a vest. So I did it as a vest, and the back I did as a solid. I'll show you this fabric a little bit later. But anyway, just a little clasp in the front. It's just a fun way to close it up. And again, very easy to sew with. Has a great little, you know. I did a really sheer blouse underneath. You guys know I made this before. I love this blouse. It's like, I just felt like it was a really nice contrast to the fur. was to just do like a sheer sleeve underneath. You could do anything, it doesn't matter. But anyway, that was the contrast I decided to do. And then I'm going to show you, we're going to look at this Balenciaga wrap. This is I saw it at Neiman's. Again, I could not find it on the website. The price was $2,000 to $3,000. We'll show a picture of it here in a minute. I had showed you the wrap. So this is this fabric, and it's Balenciaga. It's check on one side. It's a wool. It's black on the other side. And look at this wrap that they had at Neiman's, and it's beautiful. Now, if you'll notice, that goes knee to knee. It goes all the way from knee to knee, and if you'll notice, it's curved at the bottom. But this time in the store, a sales clerk was just on my tail, so I didn't measure it. But if you just use how long it is by the picture, you can kind of figure out how long you want to make it. And that was about 14 inches wide. A lot of times I'll hold it in my hand, and I know that my hand is 8 inches from my thumb to my pinky, so I'll kind of measure by holding it out and going like that. But anyway, that was about 14 inches wide, and it's plaid on one side, black on the other side, just like this. This is this, except that it had leather, black leather trim all the way around it on both edges, which is expensive. But we have trim, we have piping, we have both. You could easily, figure out a finish for the sides of it. Anyway, this was our wrap. I had made the wrap. 851 is the pattern I had used to make the wrap, but I wanted to add a little shearling to it, a little Mongolian lamb. So I went ahead and added that on to the width of it, so that now if you wanted to have a little bit of fringe, you could, and if you wanted to make it without, you could do that also. Okay? Okay. So now we can do fabrics, and just if you have any questions, you can ask about the garments, and then we'll go from there. But it was just a fun time. I wasn't amazed, but I just had fun sewing fur. I just kept obviously wanting to sew more and more and more and just kind of play. All right, so fabrics. Let's talk fabrics. We're doing 6,400, silhouettepatterns.com. Click on fabrics, go to the right side, it says view all, and if you view all, go all the way to the bottom and you'll see there's 21 fabrics. I don't know how many furs we have. 1, 2, 3, maybe 12 furs or something like that. But what I did is I did fabrics that I felt like would go with, so that you would have cape making abilities. Kind of whatever different things you wanted to make, you would have coordinating fabrics to go with. A lot of these are just really pretty. What's the backing like on the furs? If you were going to make throws, would you have to line them? I've gone back and forth on that question. And I don't know. You're going to have to decide. I don't think so. If you look at the ones on Donna Salyer's on the site, they back them with velvet. That velvet is just to be soft and luxurious, and it's cheaper than fur. Faux fur is not inexpensive. It's gone crazy because what's happened over the years is everyone is doing faux fur now. I'm going to grab a piece of the faux fur because we're going to start here anyway. And I'm going to show you the back. And I know you can't touch it, but you can just decide what you feel like you want to do. See, I think it's plenty soft. It's just your call. It definitely would be more luxurious to take a fabric. It doesn't have to be velvet. It could be knit. The throws are not inexpensive. This would be an amazing holiday gift, or self-gift. I just love these. So just for whatever it's worth, it's optional. I would wait till you get it, feel it, decide, lay it on top of you, decide what you want, and then, go from there. So this is 6401. This is the only piece I have of that color combination. I only have that little bit is all we have. Can you show the pattern? Which pattern? Oh, the pattern of this, you mean? This doesn't have a pattern on it. But if it's another, just clarify what pattern you mean. Oh, this is 915. This pattern is right here, 915. This one is 251, and it's way over there, but 251 I don't have. This one, no, I'm sorry, this one's 851. This one's 251, the one I have on. Okay, this is the black cashmere. This is what you want to use for your base because a lot of these wraps and a lot of these little things are this black cashmere, and this is beautiful. This is a really lightweight. A lot of the cashmeres are thick, like a 4 ounce. This is not. This is a woven, but it's like a 2 ounce. I mean, it's like a 3 ounce. It's very pretty, and the drape is spectacular. Don't have a lot of it, but we've got, you know, this is a real deep black. This is 6402. Okay, we'll go kind of fast so we don't keep you all too late tonight. Sorry about that. All right, and then we've got the chinchilla. So you've seen that. I won't even take that down. The chinchilla, gorgeous. Browns, golds, beiges, just pretty. And oh, so soft. If you had enough, I think it'd be fun to do the fur on both sides. You know, it's not that expensive, but it sure be fun to just have this poof of fur on top of you. All right, and then we have the Mongolian lamb. This was the most fun because I love this stuff. I've had it in my house, and I just think it's so beautiful. And honestly, mine is real, and I can't tell the difference between the real and the fake. I mean, touching it, you just can't tell the difference. And I think that's an amazing accomplishment because I would much rather have the faux because you can dry clean. You know, it's so much easier to care for it. Okay, that is 6404, 6404, 6405. I did this, this beige that we had because I felt like that was such a nice combination. If you wanted to do a wrap like that 851 and then do the fur on the edge of the wrap, I thought that'd be so pretty to do kind of a little combination with that. This is the linen. This is 100% linen. Okay, and then 6406. I've left these tags on for the most part so I could know what we're talking about. This is called a gray cheetah. This is just so pretty. Now, so what we got this year, last year we got a lot of one type of fur. This year we got a lot of different types, but very narrow selection. So most of it we're selling by the half yard because I want you to be able to do projects that only take a little bit and not to have to buy the whole thing. However, keep in mind, like with this one, this is all we have. We don't have a lot of this because I love, you know, she said to me, can I send you these little bits I have? I said, yes, by all means, we want them. So these whole gray tones, what I did was I kind of bunched them together and then I tried to do different tones that would match each other. So these grays, this is a Christian Dior. This is a beautiful knit. So just in making something that you wanted to make a knit, this would be terrific for it. I think this is 100% cotton, yeah. It's Christian Dior, 100% cotton. It's a gray, it's charcoal, it's got stretch in one direction. Great drape, but really just perfect for a lightweight wrap that you might want to put fur onto or mix the fur with. And it blends well with all of these. Okay, then we've got 6408. 6408 is, this is a wolf. I can't remember what wolf this is, but 6408, it's on your page. Gray wolf, maybe? One's an Italian gray wolf, and I thought that was really interesting. It's beautiful, though. I mean, all of these, I'll quit saying that. They're just so pretty. And, you know, the backings are a little bit different from one to another. So I would just wait until, I think because she's selling them as a company, she doesn't want the selvages to show. You know, she wants to clean all that up. Just more professional. And she is, you know, she's hoity-toity land. She's in Neiman Marcus. She has to, you know, put the best foot forward. And then 6409, this is, it's called, this is like a black onyx. Graphic. It's graphic is what it is, not black, it's graphic. You could just do this all day long. But keep in mind, it pieces really well, so don't necessarily worry about the width, just more the color that you want to go for. But if you notice this the backing is so much lighter than what it's been in years past. I mean, it's almost like it's less dense. I don't know how to say that, but the fur, I mean, I have taken this fur and shook and shook and shook it. I don't think that's the right way to say that, but anyway, just it doesn't come out. It's really beautiful stuff. Okay, this is called Gray Wolf. And this kind of has a little speckle to it. Now in all of these, you guys be very careful. Be very careful when you're ordering, because on each one I put the width. You know, don't think, you know, like this is only 10 inches wide. So you buy it by the yard, but it's only 10 inches wide, and the price is by the yard, but it's reflective of it only being 10 inches wide. So just watch that on each of them. I went through and put how wide they were, if they were cut in strips. Okay? Isn't that pretty? Just pretty stuff. Okay, so that's the top row, 1 through 10. And keep in mind that, you know, many of these I had more, but I couldn't get them all up there on the shelf. It was a real challenge to figure out how I was going to get them on the shelf. Okay, would you clarify on the price of the furs for a yard or a half yard? In each one it's marked. In every single one it's marked. So I can't clarify it as a general because each one is different, because each one came different. So we couldn't just do, these furs have taken us honestly a tremendous amount of time behind the scenes. There's just so much time has gone into these because we couldn't just do them all the same because of the cuts and how different they were. We wanted to bring you the differences, we wanted to bring you the variety, but it came with a lot of time behind the scenes. So, you know, we just thought we would try this and see what happens. So in each one it says by the half yard, and it says the width. If you look at the width on each fabric, you know, there's products and then there's description. You'll have to go to that and see the width, and then, you know, make sure you figure out what you want, okay? Is 6404 lamb shearling or a faux? All of this is faux. All of this is faux, okay? Okay, just for the record. How do you finish the edges on the cashmere wraps? Well, on this cashmere wrap here, well, this is not cashmere. This is a wool viscose. It's a blend. You don't. You just cut them very straight with a rotary cutter. They're a knit, and you leave them. So you don't finish them. But you got to cut really straight. And you could probably look at mine and say, oh, that's not straight. It's pretty straight. Yeah, just use it. I mean, you don't even need a rotary cutter, but I would maybe draw a line. It's up to you. How wide are the furs? Okay, so let's just say this again. There's not consistently the same. Okay, I'll probably have to say it again, and that's okay. It's okay. Yeah, they're just check. Each fabric has it written on, so you can check it. Are all of the furs by the half yard? No. No, it will say by the half yard. In the description of the fur, it will say in the half yard. It doesn't say on the fabric page. It does say. If it doesn't say, then it's by the yard. If it says sold by the half yard, then it's half yard. It will say. I mean, we sell all fabric by the yard. So if it's not by the yard, it will say half yard. If it doesn't say half yard, it's by the yard. Okay, does that help? 6407 Christian Dior yoga pant weight, 6407. No, I don't think so. I think it's too light for yoga pants. I think it's too light for yoga pants. That's an opinion. I hate giving opinions because they come back and slap me in the face, but I think it's too light for yoga pants. If you lived in Florida, maybe it's okay. South Florida, where the heat is. All right, so we okay on the top. We have top 10. And we're going to the bottom. We're going to start with Balenciaga. This is the reversible black. This is just a beautiful fabric. It's not inexpensive, but boy, is it amazing. And it's just a great fabric to have, to own. You know, it's perfect for fall. It's perfect for a little wrap. Like that one I showed you is just incredible for it. You could do 1 yard and seam it in the back and have the 2 long sides. Just rich. It's very, very rich. This I did because it went so well with the blue. I just thought it was such a pretty piece of fabric that I wanted to show it to you with the blue and blending it with some of the other colors. Just the color blue was really pretty with the grays. It just blended really well with the milk, these coming in here. I just thought it was really pretty. And the texture is really cool on this fabric. Let me show it to you. So it's two-sided fabric. It has texture. It's just pretty. It's a cotton poly, and it would work. Both sides are usable, so I thought for a wrap it would be really nice. And it's got some body to it. It doesn't have drape, it's got body to it, so it'd be great to do like the back of a vest or the back of a jacket or something along those lines. Okay. Okay, then the next one is my blue. It's my beautiful blue. It's this one right here. Now this is a mink. This is a faux mink. Isn't that pretty? Like these are sold by the half yard. I know this one is. The blue on that back is just stunning. I mean, it's just pretty. I mean, I think the back is pretty where it could be used, not the selvage, but, you know, that's how crazy I am. What do I know? But the color is really pretty. All right, and then I put in here this black that I used, and I used it, this is what I used on the back of this vest. This would be 64, 11, 12, 13, 64, 14. And I used it because I really loved the texture. And it was light. And so I wanted something that had enough drape to support the fur, and I love that texture. And it is a cotton poly, what is it? Let me see. It's a cotton poly, yeah. But it's got great drape and it's got a really nice texture to it. So I have a tendency to like a little bit of texture with the fur. I think it's a good blend, a good combination. Okay. All right, that's 6414, 6415. This is, I think it's called Snow. Well, 6415, we'll just stay with that. It's a really beautiful piece. I think it's called Snow Leopard, maybe? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Just really pretty. So can you imagine these? I have a white leather couch. These would look so beautiful on my couch. Snow Leopard is what it's called. And again, some of these, you guys, I just don't have a lot of, just FYI. This is, I put all these names on here so I would know what they are, but finding these little tags are a little harder than I thought. You can see that this is really a more traditional mink color, but what I love about it is the ruching. So this ruching on the back, what it does is it makes it's so cool. It makes the knits it makes the furs like knit. So you could do a sleeve out of that, and you could use a knit sleeve, not your woven sleeve, because it stretches, and it's got a good stretch to it. So this ruching is extremely cool. Okay, that's 64, I forget my numbers, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 64, 17. I thought this was a really beautiful base also. It's kind of a snake black brown. This is a cotton poly. This is a stretch woven. I think it'd be beautiful. Can you see this in a pair of pants with this vest I have on? Wouldn't that be beautiful? You know, you get the brown vest and the black shirt. Just a really beautiful combination. Very subtle, but pretty all at the same time. Okay. Then this next one is a sapphire, and it would be 6418. This is a sapphire mink, And it's just that. Again, that beautiful color. And just that beautiful, oh, it's so soft, you guys. You'll never get tired of feeling this, promise. It'll always feel good. All right, and then I thought also this was a good base. This is 6419. This is the linen, and it's a black and brown because I felt like it'd go so good with, it'd either go with the milk color ones or it'd go with the darker ones. Or you could put a blue with that, that'd be beautiful. You could put the greens, just a real pretty combination. That black, we have that, it's not a black, it's called a mocha, I can't remember which one it's called, but anyway, that would be pretty also. Be a great, wouldn't that be a great cape? Do a little fur trim. Okay, and then 6420 is a green. It's called Emerald. Emerald is that color, like the Emerald City. Just be aware of, you know, which way to cut them, just because the fur is going one way. So when you look up and you see the edge, and then you see the fur hanging over the edge, that's the bottom. And you want to put that facing down. That's emerald. And our last but not least, 6421 is our snow mink, and it's ruched. So what that means is you could use a knit pattern because look at all the give it has. Look. It's fun. Isn't that pretty? And you typically want the ruching to go this way, up and down, like that. So that's called snow mink ruched. Okay? And that's 6421. Okay. That was just so much fun, you guys. I'm telling you, I've had so much fun playing in the furs. Our holiday party is coming up. You got to wear furs to the holiday party. You can fly in and come to our holiday party. It's December 7th, I think, is when it is. So we'll have everybody in furs and looking beautiful. Okay. Let's see. Do you have to join the narrow widths together to get a wider piece? It depends on which fur you're talking about. So like this one, you would have to. The Mongolian lamb is in narrow pieces. So like this one, no, it's 60 inches wide. You can see the little ones that I had to roll up. There's only a few of them. You'd have to piece them together to get wider. But like this one comes 60 inches wide, sold by the half yard. Those I sold by the half yard. If they were in a little bitty width like this, I sold by the whole yard. And then, you know, you would have to piece if you want larger. But keep in mind, if you notice, everything I did tonight, except for this, I didn't use anything wider than 10 inches. You know, when I did this vest, what I did on the back, this is 251. The back has a princess seam. The center back's on a fold, and then it has a princess seam on the sides and a yoke. I just put all those pieces together because I didn't need all of that. This is ruching, and it would give me the give I needed. So I just put I overlapped all the pieces and just cut them all as one. Okay, so be creative in that process. The good news about fur is it's not like a form-fitting fit. You want to balance it, and hopefully the goal was to give you ideas as to how to wear it, what to wear it with, when, you know, what it looks good with, how to pair it. That was all the goal in tonight. The site says 6413 blue mink is by the yard. 6413, it is by the yard. Because it's in smaller pieces, that's why. It's in both. So it just depends on how you order. I'll either do a wide piece or a narrow piece. I'll have to just, you know, do the best on what we get order-wise. Are they washable or dry clean only? Accidents happen. No, they're washable. They wash beautifully. You got to keep them away from heat. Faux furs do not like heat. They like cold. So no hot dryer. One of our customers last year threw it in the washer and threw it in the dryer. And she said, look, there's no difference. But when she brought it in and we actually compared it against mine that had not been washed, she could tell a difference. So be aware, do not put it in a hot dryer. You can put it in a cold dryer, but they're cold water wash, tumble dry, or no dry, just hang to dry. But yes, they're very, very, they're amazing. You guys, you'll love these things. They're really cool. How many yards of the fur for the vest you have on? I used 1 yard. And keep in mind, it's because you got to turn it all the right way, but I used 1 yard. The collar, is the sapphire color like teal blue? It is. I actually thought it was teal, and but when all of them are labeled, and when I went on, it was actually labeled sapphire. In fact, there's the label, a sapphire mink. So that's why I came up with the name sapphire. I did not make that up. I would have called it teal, but it's very, very close. 6414, the textured black or deep black? 6414 is black. Deep black, it's black. If you cut a fake fur on the bias, will it have a bit of stretch? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I would imagine it would. Anything on the bias has a bit of stretch, but I didn't do it. Keep in mind that when I did this wrap, this is, I did do this on the bias, but this already had, this is already ruched, so it already had stretch to it. So I really can't compare normal versus bias cut. And I don't have, that's where I should text Donna and ask her the question, but I don't know. How much fur is needed for trim on the cape? I would get 1 yard of that. And what I did, if I turn this around, right here at center back, I pieced it. I know you can't see it, but actually right there, there's a seam right there. You'll never find it, you'll never see it, even from the right side. But I did 1 yard, and then I pieced it because it was 2 half yards is actually all I had on this one. And so I pieced it down the middle, and like I said, you'll never see it. Can't see the seams, you just can't see them. Do you have the one you are wearing? Yes, but it's not here. It's on the website. It's the brown, I think it's called mocha. I had a piece of it around here, and I don't know where I put it, but it's on the website. Just search for mocha fur, and you'll come up probably with the right, with the right number. I don't know the number. I'm terrible at that, you guys. I should write it down. What is the fur you're wearing? Okay, Benjamin, we're looking it up. Give us just 1 second. Mocha something. It's a ruching. Oh, by the way, you guys, while we're talking, tonight's the last night to sign up for the online Fit to Stitch pattern pants fitting class. Almost every class we do, we always say, oh, you can sign up late entries. We're not doing that anymore. There's just too much confusion. It takes too much time in the office to send the back classes. The class starts tomorrow. We'll send out links in the morning. So tonight's the last night to sign up for the online pants fitting class on Fit to Stitch. And I kind of didn't give you enough warning, and I apologize for that, but I'm letting you know now. Tonight's the last night. Class starts tomorrow, and then we'll actually take it down, okay? Just so you know. Oh, there it is. Yep. What's that number? Thank you. 7682. 7682 is the fabric that I have on. And then the leather, the black leather, is right up top. And there's only maybe 10 skins left. There's not very many. And my son told me to take them off and keep them for him this morning, so I might do that. If they're gone, you'll know why. The check fabric, what pattern cape would be good? This is 851. 851 is the one I used. What is the pattern number of the vest you have on? 251. 251. It's called Geraldine's vest. It's a jacket and a vest. It has sleeves if you want. It's longer. It has pockets. It has this side panel. It has a yoke in the back. It's cute. It's very cute. Can we see 6406 again? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, this is the one where this is all I have. There's a couple up here that I just don't have big quantities on. And this is called Gray Cheetah Couture. So if you notice on Miss Salyer's site, she has couture, and I don't know the difference. I've never asked her the difference. But I guess some of them are a little more pricey. They're not here at Silhouette Pattern Land. We gave you all a great price on all of this. So that is the Gray Cheetah Couture. This actually looks like it's a border. You know that? Or maybe I'm just turning it upside down right. Does that look like a border or no? Nope, it's not. Never mind. Forget it. Forget that. Yeah. Did you get any purple fur? Just love purple. No. We don't have any purple fur. We have blue, we have teal, we have green. 14 colors, but we didn't get any purple. Sorry about that. Unless I have to open that box and see if we had any purple in there. There was one little piece of blue. What did I do with that blue? Or that pink. Wasn't it pink that I had around here somewhere? We should just give that away. But anyway. Okay. That is called Gray Cheetah Couture. Okay? Now you know everything we know. So last night to sign up for the online class, the online pants fitting class, and that's it. We're just going to have some fun. Next week we've got, anyway. If you're going to go to New York, you better sign up because final plans won't be able to sign up past Friday. Friday will be the last. And this is for the designer's trip next week. It's next Thursday and Friday. Well, you come in Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. Okay? What other check with a houndstooth? The other check with a the cape pattern. This one. Yeah, this would be great. I did this in 75. 75 would be great, and I turned the cape on the bias, and then I did the underneath part on straight of grain. It's wonderful. This is great on a bias. This is a linen. It would just be really beautiful. You could also do, there's a couple capes, 96, 98, all of them. Fifth Avenue cape, but also BJ's cape would be really cute in this. Zipper up the front, hood, be adorable. Is the pants class detailed? Step-by-step instructions. For fitting, yes. Yes, we do not just pants, we do all kinds of pants. All kinds of pants. Can we see 6408 again? 6408, yes, that's this one right here. This is the one I don't think I knew the name, but you all know the numbers, so we're okay. Peggy, what pant fabric are you wearing? This is Lulu. The Lulu, famous Lulu. We don't get it in very often. When we get it in, we sell a whole bunch of it. But it is Lulu. I think we call it Lulu Sprite. Bless you. There's so much fur going around here, you guys, that we're all sneezing and itching our noses. Okay, are we good? Maybe. Yeah, I did, yeah. All right, ladies. Thank you for being here. Hopefully we get furs, we learn furs, we make furs, get them now, sew them now, get ready for the holidays, and just have fun. I don't think any of these took me longer than an hour. They're quick projects, you guys. They don't take a lot of time. They sew up really, and most of them I serged on the serger. Like this whole thing was done on the serger. Didn't finish, it's just easy. It's really fun. Okay, you showed a cape photo with a fur trim pattern or yardage suggestion. Well, the pattern I used was 75. That was the base I used for all these capes. Yardage, you just go by your size. And you could lay the fabrics out. Each fur is different, so you'd have to kind of do that on your own. You showed a cape? Yeah. For the cape, you probably need about 2 yards. The fur, the strips, probably 2 yards, because you're just going all the way around the cape. But if you could measure a cape and figure out how long it was, then you could probably figure that out. But I don't know off the top of my head. Okay. Would your new jacket pattern be good? It would for the ruching, yes. If you were to take the ruching, that I think that would be adorable. 824, I think you're referring to. 824 is the day and night jacket. It's reversible. You don't have to make it reversible, but that would be a cute little jacket. But it has to be a knit, so you would have to use the ruching, the fabric that's ruched, okay? The fur that's ruched. All right, you all. We'll see you in the races, they say. Thanks for being here. Bye.